Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Sunday Night Sports Nerds. I am your host, coming to you live from hurricane-ravaged Central Florida, aka Lakeland, Florida. And we are live and in charge. We're missing Elliot tonight, but that's okay. Our other characters are here. Ken and Wayne are here, and we're going to discuss Week 5 in the NFL. We're probably going to have an abbreviated show tonight, only because it's been a long day, a long week for me, and I'm still recovering from the hurricane. So we'll see how it goes. Anyway, with Wayne and just a big shout out to Mr. Ken Costello here for wearing a Lions jersey as a Cowboys fan.
Respect.
So he mentioned something
this is
about
how embarrassing it is.
Yeah, he mentioned something to the fact if you can't beat him, join him. So I mean, he's got a Lions jersey on. So mad respect to Kenny for that. I mean, the Browns had a better day than the Cowboys did, but it didn't matter much. They both lost.
Yep.
But Thursday night, the Niners faced the Seattle Seahawks, and Wayne was sweating it out because the Niners almost gave that game away at the end.
Once again, they come out in the first half, they script the first 15 plays, and they look like killers. And then in the second half, Shanahan tries to outsmart Shanahan,
right.
And therein lies the issue with the 49ers, and it's pissing me off. Even though they won, they're 3-3, and somehow they're in first place in the division because they beat Seattle.
How is that possible?
1-2 they're 1-2 in the division. 1-2 in the division, 1-3 in the NFC overall. But
right.
Yet they're the first place team because they beat the first place team head to head.
Yep, it's the tiebreaker.
Yeah, I got more rants, but I'm trying to be calm.
If I had all my rants, it'd be like another hurricane.
That division is not as good as I thought it was going to be this year, Wayne. I mean, the 3-3 is leading the division. That's not saying much.
No, that's not saying much at all. Not saying much at all.
Well, I'll tell you the same thing I told a friend of mine who's also a 49ers fan. The 49ers redemption is coming because Cowboys will be their
after the Cowboys bye week. Which by then, if they get there, the 49ers will be 3-4 because I got a feeling Kansas City gonna come in and smash them.
No,
is that next week or are they got to buy this?
That's next week. That's Kansas City and 49ers next week.
And Kansas City is coming to San Francisco, right?
Yeah, and then Dallas comes in after that.
Well, at least they'll be 4-4 after those two games.
Yeah. That's what I'm shooting for.
Hang on a second. I need to get to a station. So once again, I'm sitting here lamenting a Cleveland Browns loss. They are now 1-4 with so much promise coming into the season. And I said this last week, until there's a change at quarterback, I'm done with them. I'm just done.
And you're wrong. They're 1-5.
Oh, excuse me, 1-5. I apologize. Yes.
Yeah, 1-5.
This is week 6 of the season, not week 5.
Yeah, week 6. Yep.
Until there's a change at quarterback, I don't care if it's Jameis, I don't care if it's DTR. I'm done. I'm just over it. Watson can't get out of his own way. He's panicking too soon. And he's just not having a good season. And to top it all off, you know what? Ownership is at fault. The front office is at fault for bringing a sexual predator into the organization in the first place. They never should have went after him. They never should have brought him in. And until he's gone, I'm just done. I'm just done. I can't do it.
That was the ultimate act of desperation.
Yeah, I'm just done. You know what? The fact that they did this is going to cost Stefanski his job, and it's not Stefanski's fault. I'm sorry. It's not. It's not him. Regardless, I was not surprised by the outcome of today's game. the only players I can think of that are actually playing well, Myles Garrett.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you, Ken, as you posted earlier today from that high school. Denzel Ward, the Warden, he's playing out of his mind as well, and JOK. Those are the three guys I can see that are playing out of their minds right now. We get Nick Chubb back next week. I don't know if it's going to make a difference, but this offense is it's horrendous. It's freaking horrendous.
That leads me to ask you a question then.
Yeah.
Do you think, because they look like they're not going anywhere this year, in your estimation, as well as probably several million other people, Cleveland Browns fans included, come trading deadline, do they give up?
Are they sellers? Are they sellers?
Are they sellers and going to give that up for capital, in the upcoming draft?
Well, they've got their first round pick back next draft, so they don't need a first rounder, because the way it looks like now, they're going to have a first round. They're going to probably have a top 5 draft pick. Way they're playing right now. You know what? If this organization trades away any of those 3 guys that I mentioned, it's gonna cause ripples in Cleveland that won't stop for years.
That's why I asked the question, because you mentioned those 3 players, and if they could give up one of those 3, if not more, if not all, will that create issues not only in Cleveland, but will that give them some type of draft capital?
Well, the only player I would consider, that I think that they would get rid of out of the 3 is Denzel Ward, because he's getting long in the tooth. Okay, Myles Garrett is in his prime. We're wasting him at this point because we're not making any progress. JOK has only been in the league for 2 or 3 years. And he's becoming a superstar. I mean, he got after the quarterback today. He made a couple of good defensive plays today. Those are the lone bright spots on this team right now. And I will agree. I will admit there are times when Stefanski tries to get cute and it backfires on him as far as play calling is concerned.
Oh, okay. So who the hell does he think he is? Mike Shanahan?
Yeah. Well, you know what?
or not Mike Shanahan. Excuse me.
Kyle Shanahan.
Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah, Mike's got 2 Super Bowls, so I don't think he's Mike Shanahan. Okay.
No, not at all.
No.
But I mean, I think he's out coaching himself. He's overthinking shit, and he's just. I mean, instead of doing a straight on regular play, we had all of our weapons back on the offensive line today, and except for Prochek, who's still out injured. It's our center. And we lost our backup center today too. So it looks like he's got a broken fibula or something.
Yeah, well, he's done for the year too.
Yes.
What up, sis?
Hey, sis.
Hello, Pankita.
Yeah, but as far as the Browns go, playing Philly, how about Nick Sirianni getting into it with the Philadelphia fans?
What's up with that? What was he doing? What the hell was he thinking? I mean, that's just stupid.
Even when he wins, they lose.
What you want to do in Philadelphia?
I mean, it's stupid. It really is.
It is the city of brotherly love, by the way.
Yeah, just ask Santa Claus.
I mean, it's stupid, Wayne. It really is. First he shaves his head. Okay. And he's getting into it with the Philly fans. Well, maybe because they didn't blow out the Browns. Maybe that's why they're getting back and forth. Because they only lost by 1 score. They didn't lose. It's not like they lost by 25 points or anything. But
if you shave your head and then get into it with the fans, that's straight out of the Charles Manson book.
Yes. All you need is a swastika on your
forehead.
Just right there in the middle. Right there on his forehead. He said.
I got a question about the Browns.
Really?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Can we have Amari Cooper back, please?
No, and you know what? You can have him back because he hasn't done shit since he's been in Cleveland.
What about since I don't keep up with Cleveland that much, and I'm gonna be honest with you, what about Judy? How's he doing?
He gets targets. I mean, just the Deshaun. I keep saying his name, and I don't mean to.
You keep saying his name. What happened to number 4?
Yeah, number 4. The problem is number 4 panics so much in the pocket he doesn't have a chance to get the ball to anybody. So I mean, it's not like he's not out there. It's just that number 4 can't get him the ball because he panics too quickly in the pocket and tries to run it out, and it's off.
So by percentage, what's your breakdown of the fault of number 4 in this offensive scheme?
35%.
35? I'm shocked. I thought you'd give him more. I thought you'd at least give him 70.
The offensive line can't block and protect him either. So I mean, the offensive line's got a lot of responsibility. I give them 50% of the reason.
So 50-35. There's 15% left.
Well, receivers not catching the ball. No, take that back. It's the play calling.
So 15 on play calling?
Yes, Kevin Stefanski.
Oh, I'm surprised by your percentage, because if it's only 15% for Stefanski, that means he still should be comfortable in his job.
Well, you never know what's
15%.
You never know what's going to happen. I don't know what's on. I don't know what Jimmy Haslam is going to be thinking. But I really don't think that Stefanski's the major problem. I really don't.
You're right.
Because this is the playoff team from year and 2 years ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, during the COVID year, they won a playoff game. You know, last year they were in the playoffs, but they got rolled by Houston in the first round.
Right.
Okay. So they got back to they got what's that?
Joe pick 6 Flacco.
Yes. Well, you know what though? They should never have gotten rid of Flacco. They should never.
I agree.
They should have kept him in the roster. But you know what? The front office was trying to prevent a quarterback controversy. That's why they let him go.
Well, they did a great job of it. But now they got a quarterback controversy with no quarterback.
Right. And I don't know that Jameis would be any better, or DTR for that matter. But they can't be any worse. They can't be any worse.
Well, look at it this way. At least Jameis can see now.
Yeah, and you know what? Jameis is a great motivator. He really is. He's a great leader on that team, but it's just amazing. It's just unreal. I'm just so disgusted. It's not funny.
Well, no offense, but enough about the Browns. Let's talk about the Cowboys.
How about them Cowboys?
How about them Cowboys? Here we go.
Is this working? Let's see.
I hear you. What's your background?
I mean, background.
Yeah, it's kind of in phase there.
That's rowdy. That's rowdy.
47-9 is the final.
47-9.
Well,
unbelievable.
Look at the bright side. If you had Brandon Aubrey on your fantasy team, you did pretty decent today.
He's been their fantasy killer this year.
Let me ask you this one, Ken. Can you chalk it up to the curse of the blue jerseys?
I don't know what that was all about.
Why are they wearing blue jerseys in Texas Stadium when it's?
I have no idea. I have no idea what that was all about.
They never wear blue.
Rarely wear those anyway. Only on the road.
Yeah.
And I don't know what it was all about.
I mean,
I don't know if that was a Nike deal.
If you go back to the NFC playoffs in the late 70s against the Eagles purposefully wore their whites at home to force the Cowboys to wear their blues, and the Eagles stomped them.
Yep.
Cardinals did too.
Because there was a curse on that blue jersey.
At one time there was.
Yes.
Did they not want Detroit to wear their Honolulu blue colors today?
I don't know.
You know what though? The whites look great. The whites
the whites look
great. They do.
I'm gonna tell you, the Detroit black uniforms
with
those
are
blue
nice.
helmets,
Those are
with their Honolulu blue helmets, they are fire. They are fire.
Yes.
Yeah. They have a nice look. They always do.
I mean, the Lions uniform is classic, no matter what you're doing, man. I mean,
the only one I didn't like. The only one the Lions I didn't like was the all black, because that's not their color.
No,
and they wore that the other day, and I didn't care for it. Now The blue helmet's not bad.
I love the black with the blue helmets. That was fire. But the helmets themselves are just straight fire. They should wear those all the time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm looking at highlights, and it looks like the Patriots
There are
won
no
their
highlights.
retros today.
Only Lions highlights.
The Patriots won their retros. It didn't help them at all because CJ Stroud just freaking burned them all day long.
But Drake May did not look. He threw two.
He didn't look bad. No, he didn't look bad.
3 TDs. He did not look bad at all. The offense moved the ball. The offense moved the ball.
He had some interceptions and he had some bad decisions, but for the most part, for his first start, that wasn't too bad.
Yeah, 3-2 for your first start, NFL start.
Yeah.
I give him props. Not because he's from UNC. I just give him props because he came out. He got their offense moving. So I give him props for that.
I take that.
And by the way, speaking of, you mentioned earlier about the possibility of Stefanski getting fired. Every game the 49ers play, I want to fire Kyle Shanahan in the second half. So
especially in the fourth quarter.
Especially in the fourth quarter. If it's a 10-point lead.
Oh, that's too funny.
Chicago
looked good today. How about
what
that?
Ken?
Ken,
I said that's how we look in the entire game.
Yeah. Chicago looked good today. How about that number 1 overall pick? How's he looking now? He's got 3 straight wins.
He's tightening up his game a little bit, tightening it up.
It looks like he's figuring it out. The game's coming to him. It's not so fast anymore. It's slowing down, and he's making good decisions.
He had one completion that was unreal, and when we scrambled around him.
His legs and his arm today. He really did.
Well, obviously, we had the wrong North pick. It's the NFC North that's the toughest division. Everybody's over 500.
Yep.
Minnesota's 5-0.
I mean, all 4 teams are playing well. All 4 teams are playing well.
Yep. Detroit's 4-1. Green Bay and Chicago 4-2.
And Minnesota is, of course, still lighting it up too. So.
Yeah, 5-0.
I do have one caveat for the Lions fans though.
What's that?
Don't celebrate too much.
Yeah.
Why?
Because get this. Week 2, the Saints came in and tore us to pieces. And after the game, their fans went on a second line to celebrate the victory and to put it on the Cowboys fans and players and everything. And they haven't won a game since.
Yeah, they've been getting smashed.
Well, especially today. Tampa Bay put a 51 burger on them today.
Dropped a 50 burger on them.
50 burger, yep.
Baker was out of his mind today.
Yeah,
Baker made some mistakes, but he was playing out of his mind today. It was just amazing to watch.
Yeah.
If you can make mistakes and drop 51 on somebody, we can overlook that.
You're doing something right?
Yeah, you can do. You're doing something right, and we can overlook it.
Well, I'll give props to the Lions. They were the best team in the league today. They were the best team. They would have whipped anybody today.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, after the way they were pissed off last year after the playoff game, after they felt like they got robbed, I knew this was coming today. I knew they're going to come in with fire in their eyes, and I was expecting us to get whipped.
Well, you've got the greatest motivator as a head coach in Dan Campbell.
Yeah, Campbell.
He lights a fire under those guys' asses.
Yes, he
every
does.
single week.
I would take it one step further. Forget the playoff game from last year. Just forget the game in Dallas when they got robbed, when they said Sewell didn't report.
Right.
Sewell, but Skipper didn't report to the referee.
Exactly.
That's why I think they was trying to shoot a 50 burger on Dallas today.
Yeah.
They would have if the Cowboys hadn't shown some cojones at the end. Yeah. Finally. Got to wait till they're 38 points down to do it. But
the Battle of Maryland, Washington and Baltimore.
That turned out pretty good.
It wasn't as great as I thought it was going to be because, the Commanders were playing from behind all day long.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry had a good game.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Commanders still played good. They went toe-to-toe with Baltimore, and they did a good job against them. So,
yeah.
I still believe they will win the division.
Right now, they are the best team in the division right now.
Yeah.
What are we talking about, Baltimore or the Commanders?
No,
the Commanders.
Washington,
the Commanders? Yeah, like I said, I picked them second. I might have been wrong going in the direction I should have went.
Did
And
you pick Dallas to be first or Philadelphia?
hell no, I
Me?
picked Dallas to be third.
Yeah, I picked Dallas to be third.
Yeah, I picked Philly, Washington,
Eagles to win
Dallas,
the division,
and the Giants to win that
That's
division.
exactly what I had too.
so
Yep.
you took the Eagles to win the division.
I took the Eagles to win the division.
Well, I'll tell you what,
Washington
fellas,
come in second.
I tell you what, to be forthright and foremost, the Eagles looked like shit today.
Yeah.
Okay,
Actually, in my opinion, and I didn't see but a couple of highlights, Cleveland probably should have won.
if
They
their
could
offense
have.
could score, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
did you see that blocked kick by Myles Garrett? That's like two. He's done that twice this season. Jumped over the defensive line without touching nobody and blocking field goals.
You had a blocked field goal and a blocked punt.
It was a kick six. Yes, it was a blocked field goal and a blocked punt.
Mm-hmm.
The field goal was run back for a touchdown, which accounted for the only touchdown of the day for the Browns because the offense couldn't get it in the end zone. But I mean, in a lot of ways, the Browns did outplay the Eagles, but it just wasn't enough because the offense couldn't score.
Right.
As I said before, I had picked the Eagles to win this one in the Survivor game, and I was sweating it the entire time.
You should have been sweating it because any given time the Browns could have made a miracle play.
Yeah, could have made a play and taken it.
Yeah, and I was down to my last strike. I mean, if I'd lost today, I'd have been out. So.
Well, the defense kept him in that game today. The defense kept him in the game. But the offense just was not up to the task like it is every week. Green Bay beat Arizona. That was no big surprise to me. I mean, Jordan Love is back in full form. Indy and Tennessee, nobody cares, but the Colts did win that game.
They finally came back and won.
Yeah.
Tennessee led for most of that game.
Yeah. Chargers won 23-16. Something about, I mean, Jim Harbaugh had to leave the game for his illness at the start. Do you remember seeing that?
Yeah, I saw it. He walked off, but then he came back. So
yeah, he came back.
I don't know. Touch of diarrhea. Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows?
Pittsburgh pissed me off and won against Vegas. Vegas was in that game almost the whole time until the last quarter.
Well, the Broncos didn't do jack at all until the fourth quarter of that game.
Bo Nix played out of his mind in the fourth quarter.
In the fourth quarter, he went nuts.
He was playing out of his mind. I mean, he was running for first downs. He was throwing the ball good. And I mean, I think he's growing very well.
However, the first three quarters, he looked like hot garbage.
Yes.
So let's not overlook that fact. The first three quarters, he looked like hot garbage.
Right.
I'm getting a feeling the Broncos are going to be a Jekyll and Hyde team the entire year.
Well, that's how I feel about the 49ers.
Yeah.
We had a Atlanta beat Carolina 38-20, and we had a Pitts sighting. He actually had a decent game today.
Oh, Kyle Pitts?
Yep.
Oh,
there
nice.
was Kyle Pitts actually caught balls today, caught passes today. And then tonight we've got the Bengals and the Giants. Does anybody care about that game tonight? I mean, is that going to be a shit show or
the only thing that makes me care slightly about that game is if the Giants win, they'll be tied with the Cowboys. That's the only thing. Sorry, Ken, I had to.
Yeah.
But like I said at the beginning, much respect. You busting out a Lions jersey, so.
Well,
too funny.
I kind of told myself if they whip our asses today, I'm putting Lions jersey on.
There you go. There you
go.
Just to give all three fans that are here tonight an update. Yes, I got hit by the hurricane. We lost a great big oak tree in my backyard that if it had fallen the right way, it would have killed me because it was 100 foot tall, probably 100 years old. But it fell thankfully to the west away from the building and didn't hit the building. But the entire West Coast, including where I live in Lakeland, still are suffering from mass power outages. Flooding. I mean, we've got rivers that are flooding after the fact because all the rainwater is running off from the storm into the local rivers, which means we got additional flooding issues because of that. The people on the actual coast in the St. Pete, Clearwater, there's massive damage to buildings and roads.
Mhm.
And
Sarasota.
Also remember, this is the second hurricane we went through in a week and a half, because Helene came through first, and it actually it went up the coast, and it actually hit my folks head on. They had minimal damage to their place during Helene, but we got hit head on, basically, on the west coast of Florida. It's the first time in a long time that's happened. I mean, where a storm would come in right in to the west coast directly. I mean, there was damage all the way from St. Pete to Daytona to where I used to live in Melbourne. There's damage all over the place. There was tornadoes in Fort Pierce and Vero Beach. It's been Port St. Lucie, where people were killed by the tornadoes. I mean, there was over 100 tornadoes spawned by this system. I mean,
I've seen pictures of them, and those look like the kind of tornadoes we get in Texas during tornado season.
Yeah, there was one that was like a half mile wide, and it was on the ground for like 50 miles.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
Yeah, I think that's the one I saw. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
we don't get tornadoes like that in Florida.
No.
Well, speaking of Helene, going back to that one pretty much took out all of the southeast going up north. I mean, North Carolina got hit, Asheville got hit. My family in North Carolina lost power.
And I was just in Asheville back in May. And Asheville's a beautiful town.
It's a beautiful city.
Beautiful city. I had a blast in Asheville. To see it get whacked like it did breaks my heart, because it's a beautiful place. It really is.
It'll take Asheville 10 years to recover from then, at least.
It not just Asheville, but that entire western state of
western side of North Carolina. While we're talking, shout out to my nephew that just popped on, Lee Lynch.
Sure.
Hey Lee, good to see you.
Hey Lee, how's it going?
And Brett, yes, there's no roof on the Tropicana, not Tropicana. Tropicana Pier.
Yeah, no roof.
No roof.
It's devastating that the roof got torn off, but I'm kind of glad it did.
Why?
Two reasons. One, they need a new building first and foremost. If they're going to stay in,
it's already in the works.
Yeah, and two, that roof is crappy anyway. If you hit a fly ball in that roof, man, good luck. You're gonna have to track it all the way from the bat all the way up in the air, because
nobody can see the ball when it's coming down from that roof. You're right.
Yeah, the roof is white. That makes no sense.
Yeah,
not anymore.
The roof's off. Good. Keep it off.
They can hit a home run and right out of the trough now.
The problem is, in Florida, you can't play baseball in an open air stadium because there's too much rain.
Not between the hours of 3 and 5 anyway.
Yeah.
Between the hours of 3 and 5.
I got a quick question. I didn't get to see the NASCAR race today. Did Daytona speak? Yeah.
We don't talk NASCAR here.
Well, I was wondering about the Daytona Speedway. Did it sustain the damage?
Daytona Speedway was fine. The Speedway's fine.
Oh, good. Okay.
Yeah, it's fine. So moving off of football, because it was a depressing week for for a couple of us here anyway. It was a depressing weekend. The championship series in baseball are set. You got the Dodgers and the Mets playing game 1 tonight, and the Yankees and the Guardians playing game 1 tomorrow night. Let me tell you what, guys. That grand slam that kid hit yesterday.
Oh, Lane Thomas crushed it.
Crushed that ball. And you know what? I've seen multiple videos of that home run. That place went nuts.
Oh, I watched it live.
How's it going, Tim?
Yeah.
Oh, my brother's on here too? Yeah.
Tim,
I got my family on here today, apparently. Yeah, yeah, I watched Lane Thomas hit that. Luckily, I saw it because sidetracking for a minute. My wife and I went to a wedding yesterday, but right before we left, after Ramirez got hit by the pitch,
yes,
and Lane Thomas came up.
It hit him right here in the meat of his forearm. Yeah.
Let me put it this way: that ball that Lane Thomas hit, all it needed was a stewardess and a meal plan. That's all it needed was a stewardess and a meal plan.
But the biggest shock of it all is who he hit it off of.
Oh, Skubal. Yeah, that's the shock right there.
Okay. Skubal hadn't given up a home run since September.
Yeah.
let
He's
alone
never
a
given
grand slam.
one up like that.
No.
Um,
That ball got
Lane-
crushed.
Lane Thomas will never have to worry about buying a drink the rest of his life in Cleveland.
Not in Cleveland.
But we're all Yankee haters except for one of us who's not here and will not be mentioned. So I can't wait for this series to start. I actually like the Guardians' chances. I'm not too fond of the way they do their pitching staff. I mean, you go 2 games, 2 innings for each pitcher.
Mhm.
I mean, they got the best bullpen in baseball, so that's a good thing. But you know what? Yankees are the Yankees, and it still makes me nervous. Still makes me nervous. So
Well,
if I can't enjoy the Browns, at least I got the Guardians. I can watch the Guardians and be happy with them. And then the Cavaliers start next month too. So, which the Cavs are probably going to have a good season, which I'm looking forward to that too.
well, I'm in a quandary myself because I absolutely despise the Dodgers. I
Yeah.
hate the Mets. I hate the Yankees. I'm not a big Cleveland fan. Plus, I hate the American League altogether.
Oh
But
God,
damn it,
here we
I got to
go.
be a Cleveland fan. I got to be a Cleveland fan. So,
So
Scott,
you're not rooting for the Mets or the Dodgers or the Yankees. But you're gonna root for Cleveland.
yeah, I'm all in. I'm all in on the Guardians.
So if you have to make a decision between the Dodgers and the Mets, who's going to take it?
What, that series
Yes,
between the Dodgers and the Mets,
yes.
the Cubs?
I'm seriously, I want a Dodgers Guardians World Series.
I want a
LA
Mets
Cleveland.
Guardians World Series.
Oh, I don't want the Mets either.
I want a Mets Guardians World Series.
Well, I'm halfway afraid we're going to get a Mets Yankees World Series, and that's the last thing I want to see.
I don't want. Yeah, we don't want the Subway Series again. We don't want that.
No.
But I just want to give Harry Doyle the final word. Oh my God! The Guardians were
Just a bit outside.
Nice.
They've been my tweet friends from Cleveland have been posting the part of the movie where he calls his shot and he bunts it.
Yeah.
To bring Willie Mays Hayes
Yeah.
home. They've been replaying that scene
idea.
forever. I'm loving it because I love that. I love that whole thing. Taylor just calls his shot, he bunts it, and the third baseman goes, "Oh shit!"
My one of my favorite scenes is the manager taking third baseman's contract and throwing it in the ground and pissing on it.
It was the shortstop. It was.
I thought it was third base.
No, he's the shortstop. No, was the third base? Maybe he is the third base.
He's third, yeah. He's
Who, Corbin Benson when he played him? Yeah,
Yeah.
Corbin Benson.
yeah,
Yeah,
Corbin Benson, yeah, third
yeah,
base.
Corbin Benson.
What, Dorn? What is it, Dorn? This is
Roger
my contract.
Dorn.
You see that? It says I don't have to do anything, any undue calisthenics that I don't see fit. Boom. Psh, boom.
Oh, a smart aleck comment from the Peanut Gallery. My brother says he's looking for the Braves to win it all.
He says he's a Yankee fan. Is that true?
Unfortunately, yes. But hey, you can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't pick your family.
Right. As far as last night is concerned, Brett, with the Ducks and the
Did he drink that whole pitcher of Kool-Aid?
Brett asked me who I blame last night. When the quarterback is sliding with no time left in the fourth quarter and it was fourth down, I blame the quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I forgot about
Right,
that.
so.
I was going to mention that earlier too. I forgot
Right,
about it.
so yep.
The Ducks beat the
Quack,
Buckeyes
quack.
by 1 point last night because the
Quack,
quarterback
quack.
was an idiot.
I tell you
So it
what,
really hadn't been a good weekend for you,
been-
except for the Guardians. Then the
there have
Buckeyes.
been some unbelievable games this
The
year. in college
Browns.
football.
Well, the Guardians are the bright spot in Cleveland right now.
Yeah. Well, not to switch the subject from NFL too much, but I watched as I was laying in bed last night the Hawaii Boise State game. That Ashton Jonty from
He
Boise
is the
State.
real deal.
He has to be the front runner for the Heisman right now.
He is the
has to be.
real
That's
deal.
what I saw last night.
He looks an awful lot like what's his name from Oklahoma State.
Reese Hall.
No, the Heisman Trophy winner.
Who? Barry Sanders.
Barry Sanders.
Yeah,
He looks
Barry
a lot
Sanders.
like
That's the
Barry
only Heisman Trophy winner I know.
How can
from
you
Oklahoma
forget
State.
Barry Sanders' name, Ken? Are you getting dementia just like me as you're getting older? How do you not know Barry Sanders' name? I mean, God.
Well, they've had so many great running backs at Oklahoma State, but
Yep.
I mean, this guy's going to challenge his records.
Yeah.
'Cause he's
And
what did he have
excuse
last
my
night?
stupidity, because I don't know why I said Brees Hall, because he didn't play at Oklahoma State. He played at Iowa State with
Iowa
Brock
State,
Purdy.
yeah. How many yards did he have last night?
Before I fell asleep, he had 188.
Wow. He's had like 3 or
Is
4
this the running back
200-yard
for
games
Boise
already.
State or Hawaii?
No,
Boise
Boise
State.
State.
Boise
The game was
State.
in Hawaii.
Okay.
Yeah, the game
Yeah.
was in Hawaii. Hawaii's offense, hot garbage, but their defense, he got 188 yards, but most of that was on 2 runs.
He's had some amazing runs this year. He has. He's had at least 3 or 4 70-yard touchdown runs
Yeah.
ready.
Welcome to the hockey season. It started this week.
Yep.
Lightning's first game without the captain, Stamkos, in over a decade. Because Stamkos is now in Nashville.
I was going to say he's with the Pred, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's
Predators.
with the Predators,
Mhm.
yes. My boy Victor is the new captain of the Lightning, and they beat Carolina 4-1 with a hat trick by the captain in the third period.
Nice.
Welcome hockey season, so I can distract myself with Guardians baseball for the next 3 or 4 weeks and Tampa Bay Lightning for the remainder of the season. I got plenty of things to distract me from the abysmal play of my favorite team in the NFL. Anyway, guys, we need to get out of here. I'm done. I'm tired. I'm ready to go to bed. So unless you guys got something else, let's get the hell out of here.
We didn't talk about the WNBA at all.
Who cares? No.
A disgruntled Cleveland fan.
Yeah, I mean,
Is it now just called the W?
yeah, it's just called the W now. Yeah, I
It's
mean,
called the
the
W
series
now?
is tied. The
Yes,
series
yeah.
is tied 1-1. The Liberty did win last night, so it's tied. I mean, I would be remiss not to mention it because it has actually grown in popularity this year because of Caitlin Clark. Is that her name? I forget.
Yeah, Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese.
And Angel Reese.
Yep.
So the popularity of the WNBA is growing. I can expect the ramifications be that players will get more money this way. It's just going to do further. There goes my train, guys. That's my train. I'm 100 feet behind my apartment. But yeah.
I hear the train a coming.
That's her.
Coming around the bend.
Thank you, Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash.
The only problem I have, and this is more with ESPN than it is the WNBA, is they're trying to make Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese like the second coming of Larry Bird and Magic Johnson. And there's no comparison. Please don't do that. Don't go there.
I have to agree with Ken. They're really over promoting the WNBA.
Yes.
I mean, almost to the point where they're shoving it down our throats.
Let it be organic.
Imagine that from ESPN.
Yeah, let it be organic. So anyway, let's get the heck out of here. I don't care about tonight's game. And then tomorrow night we got Buffalo and the Jets, which I don't care about either.
We'll finally get to see it though. ABC's got the games again.
Yeah, I mean, at least you get to see it, Ken. Instead of it being on ESPN, it's on ABC. They're going to simulcast that. I think the next 3 weeks are simulcasting on ABC.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's it's the Bills and the Jets. I mean, you know what? The Jets are not what people think they are. They are just as bad as they were last
We
year.
didn't even talk about Solly getting fired.
Yeah, we didn't even get to that.
You know what? And you know what? To be honest, I don't think it was Salah's fault.
It wasn't.
It wasn't. But he was a scapegoat.
Anyone who thinks that Aaron Rodgers didn't have something to do with it, you're crazy.
And they changed coordinators too. They took Nathaniel Hackett out of a coordinator. Demoted him too.
All we have to do is get rid of Hackett and keep Solly.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers is the GM no matter what you try to tell me.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that's going to be the downfall to the Jets, because you're going to letting this one guy who's first ballot Hall of Famer, no doubt. I don't have any questions about that. But when you let a player dictate on a team, that's nothing but disaster.
Mm-hmm.
Disaster. See LeBron James.
Yeah. And LeBron James. You're right.
No kidding.
You know? So, anyway.
Not because I'm Laker haters. I just wanted to point that out.
All right. Whatever, Wayne. We know you're.
I'm sorry, Bronny, but yeah, your dad's the only reason you're in the NBA.
Yeah, exactly. Bronny is not a good player. I don't care what anybody says. He's not.
Bronny could have stayed at SC.
Yes, he should have.
Anyway, all right, guys. Tuesday and Thursday are TBD. Depends on what's going on, but we'll try and do 3 shows this week coming up. I know Ken can't be at both of them. I know Wayne, you would be more than willing to be at all of them. So, but we'll see how the week goes. With that note, we're going to get out of here. Thanks for those that came in tonight. Basically all of Wayne's family. And Brett. So anyway,
Carlos.
Okay.
Carlos, yeah.
Anyway. So with that being said, we're gonna get the heck out of here. Thanks to my co-host, Mr. Wayne, the Professor Lynch, and Ken Costello, the new Lions fan in the panel.
Wait a minute. Before we go, Ken Hotspot.
Ken Hotspot. Yes, that's correct. Yes, Ken Hotspot Costello.
Yeah, whatever.
We're out of here, guys.
Of all days to get my hotspot to work today.